Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Pizza Metal Cast with your host, Dave. I got Matt Flammable, drummer for the Cleveland thrash metal band Destructor. What's going on, Matt?
Not much, actually. I just got home from work.
How was work?
I was crazy.
Crazy?
I work in a psych unit, so.
Oh. Beautiful.
It's always crazy.
Yeah. So what's going on with Destructor these days? I know you guys are coming to the NYDM Spring Bash for the second time.
This is true, and we're glad to do that too. That was kind of a last minute thing by the promoters. They lost somebody and they asked us if we'd come back. And we're like, sure, man, we'd love to play.
So you guys
It's a great show to play.
Pretty excited to come back, huh?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you know Randy Casper's a great guy, man.
Yes, he is.
So you guys are playing Friday, right?
Yes, sir.
I
I
don't remember which. There's two different clubs this year. I can't remember which club you guys are at.
Yeah, I don't know that either. I show up and play. I get there and I play.
So now, Matt,
how was your day? How was your day?
Nah, not bad. I just didn't work. So it was pretty boring. Pretty boring.
Oh, that's no good, man.
So now, Matt, you've been with Destructor since the beginning, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was sort of a formed band before I joined it, but it hadn't really.
Well, you're on the first album anyway, Maximum Destruction.
Oh yeah. But before that, definitely. I've been on all the recordings and in and out. We've had a couple things where it kind of, wasn't doing much of anything, so I didn't, we didn't do anything for a few years, But for most of the time, yeah, we've been together for about 35 years, I think.
Yeah, because I remember I saw you guys at the Metro in Chicago with wasn't it Metal Church you opened for?
Was it Metal Church?
I believe so.
Yeah, that was a kick-ass show, man.
Because I got the vinyl album from that show, and you guys autographed it.
Love autographing things.
Man, the vinyls are great to go autograph because they're big, not like the CDs or.
Yeah, it definitely leaves enough room to put big names up there, like Flammable.
What's even worse is like when someone brings you a cassette tape trying to write on there.
Oh my God, you can't do that. Especially all four of us. If all four of us sign it, man, it's like both sides,
Yeah. So Matt, you also playing Vulgar Devils, right?
Yes, this is true also.
You and Dave.
Yep. Yeah, it was Dave's. It's kind of a Dave's solo project, and asked me to play the drums with him. So, yeah, we're doing pretty good with that too. Actually, both bands are in the process of getting new material. We have new material together, but we haven't played it enough to record it yet. But that's what we're working on right now. We're playing all that stuff and practicing, rehearsing those songs so we can get the recordings done. Hopefully mid this year. We're looking forward to that too. Both Destructor and Vulgar Devils.
Well, Forever and Leather came out, it wasn't that long, was it?
Forever and Leather? Yeah, that's been a while, Forever and Leather. But Restore Chaos just came out in December last year.
So Matt, what year did you begin playing the drums?
Oh my God! You're talking about dinosaur days, man.
Was this before teenager?
Let's see. It was like 1972. Excuse me. Yeah, I think I started playing in my attic of my house in 1972 was when I started playing drums.
So what?
I was kind of actually late in life. I was already like 14 years old, so I felt like I kind of started late, but it still worked out.
So what made you want to play the drums?
Anger. Anger and a lot of rock and roll music that I was listening to. So that was the therapy was to play the drums. I vented a lot of anger and frustration of my youth. And it's funny because I still utilize that today when I play. The angrier I am, the better I play, it seems.
So you had mom and dad buy you your first drum kit?
Nope. I bought my own first drum kit. I was working in a car wash when I was 15 years old, and that's what I paid for it with. I made like probably $100 a week or something like that. And I bought it from my brother-in-law's cousin. It was a Gretsch kit, great sounding kit, but I just beat the shit out of it, man. It was only a 3-piece kit, and I beat the crap out of it. Like I said, I was taking out a lot of anger on it all the time. I was practicing the Keith Moon maneuvers on it, throwing it around and shit.
Yeah. So were you self-taught, or did you take any lessons for drums?
I self-taught. I tried to take lessons. I think after I'd been playing for about maybe 10 years, I thought, I need to go and take some lessons so I can learn how to play the drums right, and I took a couple lessons, and the guy wanted to change the way I was playing. I hope my sticks, match, and he wanted to do the jazz thing, and I just wasn't comfortable with it. Plus, some of the things that he was teaching me or showing me were things that I already knew, and I was like, I don't need to pay for this. I already know this stuff. But yeah, it didn't last too long. I think I probably took about 3 formal lessons, and that was it. So that's the extent of my drumming education. But I learned from all the professionals, man. All the people on all the records that I was listening to. I practiced with all them guys.
So what drummers? Who are your biggest inspirations on drumming?
Well, I can't really say any one particular one because I listen to all kinds of music. I listen to space rock and progressive music and rock and roll and Led Zeppelin. John Bonham, of course, was a major listening person because they were very prominent back in those days, so that was easy to listen to. So I got that stuff.
How about Neil?
I hate to say this, but there's guys like Phil Collins and Keith, not Keith Emerson, but
Keith Moon,
Carl Palmer,
Palmer.
From Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I listen to. I can't play like those guys, but I listen to that music, and I try to mimic, something that they were doing and try to get stuff done. So it was all practice, So it all added up to getting to what I am doing today, and I started getting into Motorhead and stuff, and that's where I was at when I started playing with Destructor. So when I was, practicing, filthy McNasty's drumming and stuff like that, that's where I was at when I joined Destructor. So that kind of carried over into that. Because a lot of the songs that we did originally on that first album, excuse me, were originally written like a lot slower. But when I got in the band, I sped them up, and just because I was like interested in playing hard and fast, and that's just kind of where it took the music. So a lot of those songs were already written when I got into with those guys, with Dave and Pat and stuff. So I kind of changed the way that they were playing the songs too. Right. Everybody liked it though, so we stuck with it.
It worked for you guys.
Yeah. Good chemistry, man. Me and Dave have a real good chemistry. We work really well together. And it seems to spread. It's contagious. When we get, we've had several new people in the band and stuff, it seems to affect them when they play with us. So, they get all inspired too. And it's like all new energy all the time,
So
it's great.
So Tim and Nick are working out pretty good?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We just had a practice last week that was phenomenal. It's funny, sometimes we don't get together real often. Sometimes there's like maybe a week or, 10 days or something between a practice and stuff, and we're all itching to get back together, and it turns out that practice will be better than, when we've practiced 3 or 4 days in a row. It's crazy because they're all this really, I guess, starving to play,
So now for the NYDM Spring Bash, I can do a special set?
Of course, they're all special. Do you want me to name the songs?
Nah, people can wait to hear them.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I know what songs we're going to be playing, but I don't know if I should reveal that, before we play.
Yeah, the people can wait. They can wait.
Okay. Yeah, you got to surprise them.
It won't be the same set you guys played at the last Spring Bash, though.
Oh, no. that would be awful.
Okay. That was.
We got a bunch of the new songs, off the new album in there. Well, not a bunch, but, there's several of them. And a couple off of Forever and Leather, and then we got a couple tried and true ones, from the old, original album and stuff. We try to keep it mixed up, It's hard to, it's funny because now we have, like, this catalog of stuff, and we have a lot to choose from. And it's hard to play all the stuff that we like, We don't get that much time to play anymore.
Do you guys ever do Maximum Destruction anymore?
The song, we haven't played that in a long time, actually. We got a couple of the other songs off of that album that we do, but, Iron Curtain is a favorite, so we play Iron Curtain a lot. Overdose is another one that gets played a lot. We do that when we play live a lot, but Maximum hasn't been done lately. But we used to do that a lot. Now, when we did a radio benefit show for Bill Peters here. I don't know, it was like the 25th year anniversary or something for Auburn Records, and we did the whole album. Kind of tried to do the same as we had from the original album. We played the album in its entirety, and we kind of like tried to dress up the way we did when we first were doing that stuff. It was a little different than what we do now. We had the eyeliner shit and stuff like that on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the last time I think that we did any Maximum Destruction, the Maximum Destruction song itself. It's been a long time. So. And I don't know, it's just hard, I guess, to pick the right songs to play, we really probably should do some research and send some questions out to people on Facebook and the media and stuff and see what they'd like to hear, just so we know. It might not be a bad idea.
Yeah. So now, Matt, prior to Destructor, did you play any other bands? Hello? Oh, there you are.
Kind of
I can't hear you, Matt.
back level set is that losing the signal?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Yeah. But I was making a late set.